Tommy Boy Show.
Apparently official. Stand by, please.
Tommy Boy.
Apparently official.
Have you no compassion?
Stand by, please.
Let's rehang the pictures. The gallery of life.
There is no escaping here.
Tommy Boy.
Good morning. Free call 0500 10 53 89. My quest, like yours, is to find my God and die in peace and in hope. And as I make my way, pick my way through what is almost a minefield, really, of religions and philosophies and theosophies, time and time again I find myself noticing that more Britons than ever before have committed themselves to one faith. And more Britons are committing themselves to this one faith. It works for them more and more, and I'm seriously wondering whether I should hang up my hat, take off my walking boots, call my quest successful, and settle for, like you, good listener, being a devout Satanist. Yeah, because you probably are. You see, it's just that so few of us realise that we are, in fact, followers of, well, not Satan, but Satanism. What is called Satanism and worshipping the devil, those are two different things. But if you're not a practicing Christian, or for some people who are practicing Christians, Satanism is the religion for you. You've already made that choice. It's the one you already follow. In your every waking moment, you are satanic. Free call 0500 10 53 89. And hey, the world's a better place for it. We all need a credo. It's the strong hand that guides us through life, knowing that what we are doing is part of a widely held and richly worshipped theosophy, philosophy, benchmark against which to chalk our moral ascent. And you, like tens of millions of other Britons, have chosen Satanism. And so have I think. Free call 0500 10 53 89. Give me a hand. Beckon me in. Help me jump the fence. The grass looks green on your side. Free call 0500 10 53 89. We're not necessarily talking here about unusual practices with farmyard animals, or for that matter blonde virgins, bound with rough rope, hands behind their back, pentangles and candlesticks, not necessarily, although by Jiminy I've been to worse parties. What I think we're actually talking about is the central philosophy of Satanism itself. And look, if this isn't you, I'm a monkey's uncle. If you don't live your life, or at least wish you live your life like this, then I am a monkey's uncle. Satanists believe that if you hurt somebody, it's because they put themselves in the position wherein you might hurt them. And if you do hurt them when they're in that position, it's because they choose to be hurt by your deeds or by your words, you see. And to a large extent, that's very healthy, isn't it? Isn't it? Because I know that I would be wounded less often, and you would be wounded less often by this world and the callous, casual men and women who inhabit it, if I were to decide that I were no longer vulnerable. I am not in a position to be hurt by other people. And if they try to hurt me, or accidentally hurt me, well, I choose not to be hurt by whatever it is they do. How healthy, how fantastic. This is a life free from torment, free from worry, free from emotional pain. Yep, just like most Britons today who don't know it, but are, I'm considering becoming a Satanist. In medieval times, if you were an atheist, you were a Satanist. There was no two ways about it. And there are more atheists in Britain today than Christians, more agnostics in Britain today than Christians. It is the number one religion, Satanism. A free call 0500 10 53 89. Quick word with Dan, who calls from Bolton. You're on Talk Radio. Dan, good afternoon.
Hi, I'm a practicing Christian and I don't agree. It's
How can you say that all practicing Christians are more or less Satanists? It's false.
No, I didn't say that, but plenty of Christians are. It's just that they don't know it. That's possible. That can happen.
Loads of rubbish. They are worshipping Jesus. How
Yes.
can you say they're worshipping the devil?
I didn't say they're worshipping the devil. I made it perfectly clear that you don't have to worship the devil to be a Satanist. Perfectly clear.
You don't have to worship the devil to be a Satanist.
Right, you're catching up here, aren't you? Hey?
Who is Satan? Satan is the devil.
Maybe, but that's got nothing to do with Satanism.
Oh, it's rubbish.
Satanism is a word that has been attached to a rather healthy philosophy, actually, Dan.
And what's that philosophy?
Well, we've just been through that. My goodness me, you are a Christian, aren't you? You have to have everything written down for you 3 times. Hey?
Exactly, I listen to the good book itself.
You listen to the good book. You listen to the good book. Well, happy listening, pal. We call 0500 10 53 89. At least it doesn't need batteries. I'm Tommy Boyd, a would-be Satanist, like you, good listener. This is Talk Radio. It's a good argument for listening.
Ho, ho, ho.
So do call as we explore Satanism, especially if you know how to speak in tongues. Ooh. Dylan calls from London. You're on Talk Radio. Dylan, good afternoon.
Hello, Tommy.
Sir.
I have in my hand the Satanic Bible by Anton Zandor LaVey. And it's got in it the 9 Satanic statements.
Mm-hmm.
You want me to read them out for you? The principles of Satanism.
Well, I don't like it when religions get a bit technical. I do like a bit of freedom.
Well, that's what Satanism stands for.
Really, are these 9 holy truths constraints, or will they liberate me?
Not constraints at all.
Okay. Okay, let me hear them.
Satan represents indulgence instead of abstinence. Satan represents vital existence instead of spiritual pipe dreams. He represents undefiled wisdom instead of hypocritical self-deceit.
Okay.
Kindness to those who deserve it instead of love wasted on ingrates.
Mm-hmm.
Vengeance instead of turning the other cheek.
Mm-hmm.
Responsibility to the responsible instead of concern for psychic vampires.
Mm-hmm.
Satan represents man as just another animal, sometimes better, more often worse than those who walk on all fours, who, because of his divine, spiritual and intellectual development, has become the most vicious animal of all.
Mm-hmm.
Satan represents all of the so-called sins, as they all lead to physical, mental or emotional gratification.
Mm-hmm.
And the last one, Satan has been the best friend the church has ever had, as he has kept it in business all these years.
Are you a Satanist?
Well,
Yes.
not very well.
Oh, of course you are.
I'm a kind of Anglican type Satanist.
An Anglican Satanist? That's an interesting idea.
I don't go to rituals very often.
No, I can just see him with a bowler hat and a rolled up umbrella.
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
Right. Yes.
How do you come?
I don't-
How
I
come you've
don't-
got a satanic Bible in your home?
Sorry?
How come you've got a satanic Bible in your home?
Oh, we managed to get hold of it from a second-hand shop.
For what?
You can't buy it, for instance. It's only
No.
in America.
No, I went to 2 bookshops this morning, and they looked at me when I said, "Did they have anything on Satan?" They looked at me.
He shied away from you.
Yeah, the second time I tried to make a joke. It was when one of those dusty second-hand bookshops,
Yeah.
and I went in and I said, "Do you have anything on Satan?" And then I sort of made my eyes twitch, and I went, "Anything will do," like that. And there were 2 ladies behind the counter, one older lady and one slightly younger lady, and they both went, "No, I don't think so."
They didn't faint, did they?
No.
Apparently there's lots of Satanists in Devon. You go to
Yes.
church in, burning
Yes.
churches.
I think probably there are more Satanists in practicing Satanists
Yeah.
in rural parts than there are in urban parts. But I don't want to get involved in all that business with goats.
No.
I'm not bothered about any of that. I'm not bothered about the summer solstice.
Well, it says stuff about, there's something about, in this Bible, it's stuff about holidays,
Mhm.
and have a guess what the most important sacred holiday is for Satanism.
Oh, hold on, let me guess. Easter.
No?
No? Go on then.
Your birthday.
My birthday.
Yes, your own birthday.
Is that
Not
a
your
Satan-
birthday,
Really?
everyone's birthday.
Really? Because you see, the sweet shop round the corner from us, they're selling tons of stuff for Halloween.
Yeah,
And that's all a celebration of witches, isn't it?
yeah.
And in medieval times...
No, witches aren't really Satanists.
Well, they were in medieval times.
No, they were more kind of pagan type people, weren't they?
Well, they burned them.
Yeah.
Well, they hanged a lot of...
Christians burn anyone, if they had
Oh, they love it, and they love a good burning, especially a slow burning. That was a
Yeah.
good one. You know, they used to slow burn some people whose definition of Christianity differed marginally from theirs. They used to,
heresy.
yeah, they used to have a lovely metal thing that they clamped them in,
Yeah.
and then they put them over a fire and spit roast them.
Right. Is that why you want to become a Satanist? Because you want to burn people?
No,
You want-
I don't think Satanists do they? Has anybody ever been hanged by Satanists?
No.
No. Inquisit.
There might be a few people sacrificed, though.
Well, we don't know, do we?
No.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
It does say in this book that they don't believe in human sacrifice because humanity is the Godhead. And they only believe in sacrificing people who are bad to humanity. They only want to sacrifice bad people, basically. They say.
Well, I must admit, I could certainly live by the credo which you have just listed for us,
Yeah.
Colin, and I'm very
I think
grateful for your
everybody does.
call. Thank you for ringing.
Okay.
Free call 0500 10 53 89. I'll get it. Here's John calling from Bournemouth. You're on Talk Radio, John. Good afternoon.
Hi, Tommy. I've got to tell you, you're backing a loser, mate. You're backing a loser all the way down the line. It always overplays his hand, evil, doesn't it? I mean, look at Hitler. You know, went into sort of Austria, Czechoslovakia, not satisfied, wanted to have a go with Russia. Done him, didn't it? Overplayed his hand. You know, you get a taste for the power, you get a taste of success, and then you want more. It's like a gambler, isn't it?
You don't know very much about Satanism, do you, pal?
I know a lot about evil and good.
Well, you don't know much about Satanism, do you? I'm not talking about evil here. Who's talking about evil?
Yeah,
You are.
Satanist.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
Prove it.
You do. You prove it.
No, you made the statement, therefore I don't have anything to prove. You have to prove your statement.
Well, go to the library and read about it.
Well, read what? What am I going to read? What am I going to read that you've read?
But he overplayed his hand, didn't he?
Well, that's not Satanism, is it?
Well, it is, because he's evil.
No, overplaying your hand is just getting it wrong.
And therefore each time it crashes, isn't it? It's got to.
Yes, you're a very mixed up man. I think Satanism would do you good. Did you go to school? Did they teach you how to think? Did they teach you how to draw conclusions from evidence available?
They taught me to talk to people like you.
They didn't, did they?
They did.
They didn't?
They did, because I come from the same part of London as you, Tommy. I listen to your show every day. I think it's great.
Yeah, well, it is.
Well, that's right.
But what you need to do is discover Satanism, John, because you will find that an awful lot of people are exasperated by your woolly thinking, but they don't tell you about it.
Well, what you do is you cheer me up when I've had a really lousy day and I've been in the customer's office and they've been shouting at me. I come and listen to you and you cheer me up because you have a go at people like me.
Yes, I do. I do. Losers like you.
Well, yeah, but you're making me a winner, you see.
Well, look, are you out and about at the moment?
No, I've got a sort of day off today, so...
Well, go and have a few bob on Whack Eel in the 350 at Frontwell Park since you brought it up, all right?
All right, I'll do that.
Yeah, Whack Eel, all right? Whack Eel. Free call 0500 10 53 89. Joe's in Northampton. Joe, you are on Talk Radio. Good afternoon.
Hi, Tommy.
Hello, Joe.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm a born-again Christian,
Hallelujah.
and I agree with what you're saying in principle, perhaps not in label, because I don't think many Christians would call themselves Satanists.
Oh.
But the system that they follow is a system which is embroiled in Satanism.
Yes.
Because the whole, if you just from a logical point of view, there's either good, well, there's good and there's evil. And if the majority of people are trapped in evil, then the system that they live, and however they work it all out, is going to be embroiled and tainted by evil, or with your label, Satanism. So even a lot of Christians, although they believe in Christ and follow Jesus, a lot of the things that they do are following the system of Satanism. So I quite agree with you, quite agree. And I speak in tongues, by the way.
You ring up the radio with a pop at old-fashioned Christianity. You born-again
I do.
Christians are all the same. A lot of you.
No, old-fashioned Christianity, true old-fashioned Christianity, you go right back to the New Testament where it started. They were radical. They were fiery. And that's why it worked. And the reason it doesn't work today is because people are too contented and too happy. They still want a nice posh car. They still want to do everything that their neighbour does. They won't be radical. If people got radical...
The reason that you're more evil than Satanists, Joe, you born-again Christians, is because you want other people to burn in hell. And Satanists don't.
No, but they don't want it, you see. That's why people get fed up of some Christians being too enthusiastic and telling people about Christianity. They don't want people to burn in hell. The fact of the matter is...
Yeah, you do. The lot of you do. You love hell. You love it. Because you've been kicked around so much. You were all kicked around when you were little boys, all you born-again Christians. I've never met a strong-willed, broad-shouldered man who was a born-again Christian, right?
You're talking to one. You're talking to one.
Yeah, you were kicked around when you were little and you think, oh, here's a chance to get my own back on humanity. All the Muslims, all the atheists, all the Buddhists, all the Confucianists, they're going to burn in hell because I think that Jesus Christ is God. Well, you're a sad lot. The whole
not at all.
lot
We're
of
very
you.
happy. We're
You're
very
all
happy, lot, Tom.
barking mad. Barking.
No,
Absolutely barking. Go on then,
We don't mind
speak.
being barking mad.
Speak
because
in
we know we're
tongues,
going
then.
in the right direction.
No, you're not. You're evil. Plain evil, the lot of you. You're doing so much harm. We know that. We Satanists, we care about humanity. You don't. You just care about yourself. Now, that's satanic, isn't it?
We might be evil in the same sense as that, but we're all getting better. You see, we're going in the right direction. We might be evil at heart and we might think bad things at times, but we're going in the right direction. We're working on a cleansing purpose. We don't want to get more evil.
Well, say cheerio then, and nice to talk to you in tongues. Off you go.
You don't say cheerio. Tongues is talking to God.
Well, go on then.
What do you want? I'm quite happy to talk in tongues, but I will be praying, okay? Okay? Are you
I've only got
there?
your word for it, haven't we? You might be telling us the result of the 20 past 3 from football. Go on then.
Labotroshendari maklima sudaraboshandar likimandarari. Lo rabakabashandar lakoshendanda. So I could carry on.
No, you couldn't. No. I'm the judge of that. Free call 0500 10 53 89. It's not bad, is it, this Satanism? It's what you've been doing for quite a while now. I'm Tommy Boyd. This is Talk Radio. There's a good argument for listening.
Cupboard. 6. Dibble. 7.
Point.
1, 2, 3, 4.
We're discussing Satanism. You know, it's not that bad, is it? If you simply confine yourself to a wonderful philosophy, which is the only way you can get hurt is if you put yourself in a position for somebody to hurt you and choose to be hurt when they do. Similarly, the only way you can hurt somebody else is if they put themselves in a position whereby you can hurt them and choose to be hurt by what you've done. So no guilt here. No guilt. If somebody's hurt by something you do, that's their fault. Hey. But haven't we been doing this since Margaret Thatcher was in power? Marie calls from St Albans. You're on Talk Radio. Hello, Marie.
Yeah, Satanism, as far as I know, is an offshoot of Christianity.
What does that mean, darling?
Well, as far as I know from my thinking, Satan or Lucifer, or whatever you want to call him, was the first fallen angel from God.
Yeah, but we don't bother too much with that storybook stuff, do we, from about 2,000 years ago? No,
Yeah,
what we need nowadays is living, breathing philosophies so that we can organise our own lives and our own minds and we can live happy lives.
Yeah, but
Yes.
all I'm saying is that, because it's an offshoot from God, all these, the Christians and so-called Christians can't berate it that much because it's...
Oh, have you ever really come across anything that Christians can't berate?
No.
No, well, quite. Exactly. You know.
But I don't consider Satanism to be evil.
You are a Satanist.
I am.
Hello.
I'm not a practicing one, but I do.
You are? Of course you are. Of course you are.
No, well, I do understand, what it's about, and it's, I don't practice. I don't go cutting goats up or anything like that, but I don't consider it to be evil.
Andy calls from Luton. Andy, you're on Talk Radio. Good afternoon.
Hiya, Tommy.
Andy.
You're going the wrong way, man.
What's this?
We don't need any religions. We just take responsibility for our own actions.
That's Satanism.
No,
Yes.
that's not Satanism.
It is.
That's acceptance. That's acceptance of nature. That's acceptance of cruelty. That's the sort of person that goes around going, oh, that's the way the world is and we can't do anything about it.
No.
That's not life, Tommy. We've got to evolve past that.
No.
What do you mean, no?
No, you got it all wrong.
I haven't.
Your understanding of Satanism is thin, shallow.
What do you mean it's thin and shallow?
Deep as a
What
cup
do you
of tea.
know about Satan?
I've had it tattooed on my breast for the last 20 minutes, pal. Do you want me to say it for the third time?
Yeah, go on, tell me about Satan, what you know about Satan.
You shouldn't worry if you hurt somebody, Andy.
Of course I should worry if I hurt somebody, because
It's
I'm
there-
hurting myself when I hurt
No,
somebody.
you're not. That's feeble and weak.
It's not feeble
It's
and weak.
confused. You're confused, man.
No, you should take responsibility for your own actions, not...
No, you're taking responsibility for other people's actions because when people are hurt by you, that's their choice.
It's not their choice.
It is their
it's my
choice.
choice
No.
to look at those people, and even if I am the one that burst their bubble, it's not up to me to hurt them. It's up to me to replace their bubble with something concrete. Otherwise, I shouldn't be bursting their bubble in the first
You're
place.
denying them their right to want to be hurt by something you've done to them.
But I don't do anything to...
They want to be hurt by you.
Why do they want
Because
to be
everybody
hurt?
does what they want to do, ultimately.
Yeah, but they should take responsibility, because at the end of the day, when they're going to pop it, it's what they've done in their lives that matters, not what religion they believe. It's not what what they've accepted, what's been told to them. It's what they've done and what they've felt in their lives.
Yeah, you see, trouble is, and there was a difference between us, which is I am seeking to set myself and anybody who wants to join me on this flight free, whereas you are trying to confuse people.
No.
Rather like you.
No, I'm not confused.
Very
about
confused.
Life. I'm not.
Very
You're
muddled
confused
up.
because you think you need someone to tell you what you can accept. Why can't you make your own boundaries? Why do you need someone to tell you what you can
No, you see,
accept?
the reason you don't understand is that that's exactly what Satanism is.
What is it?
Liberating.
It's not liberating.
Totally.
It's a trap. It's a trap.
Well, I don't think you understand what we're talking about here.
I don't think you understand it.
I
because
don't
it's
think
a
you've
trap.
been listening to the programme.
It's a trap.
You think it's all about goats and pentangles, don't you?
No, I don't.
What is
It's
it
a
about
trap
then?
About nature. It's about nature, Tommy.
Where did you read this?
When I don't read, Tommy. I don't read things. I
Where
know
did you hear
things.
this?
I know things.
How
Tommy.
do you know this then?
I know that
How?
nature is a trap.
How do
and
you know-
The devil is part of nature.
Yes, how do you know-
And you
no-
accepting nature's cruelty and being part of that means you don't evolve.
Right, let me get this absolutely clear in my mind.
Right.
You've never read anything about Satanism.
No, I don't need to read about Satanism.
You've never studied Satanism in any way.
I've been attacked by Satanism. Put it that way.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, pity it was unsuccessful then.
Well, it wasn't successful because I didn't let it be successful. Like, you were right. You have to invite it in.
Oh, you're mad. Go away. Free call 0500 10 53 89.
The afternoon guy.
Alex calls from Kent. You're on Talk Radio. Hello, Alex.
Hiya, I'm a Roman Catholic. I went to a very strict convent school for about 12 years. Now, I always thought there was something a bit weird, a bit cruel, in fact, in a lot of the way the Roman Catholics go about things. Now, you've been talking about Satanism, so I thought I'd go on the internet just to have a little look.
Oh,
Now-
do you know, funny, I toyed with that this morning.
But I've been played by guilt. I was even frightened to, because
Really?
you see, being a Roman Catholic,
Yeah.
I'm guilty.
Yeah.
I'm guilty, you know, I'm responsible for everything because that's how they bring you up.
Yes.
Played by guilt. Now, I've had a look. Now, I don't know a lot about Satanism because I've just had a quick read through. And the thing is, it seems quite reasonable to me.
What have you learned?
Well, that unlike Roman Catholics, who I always wondered why, you know, the greatest gift is a healthy body, but they try and, you know, put nuns away and monks away and keep them away. But anything that you do to other people, if you do wrong to other people, then you should expect wrong back. That's what sort of Satanism seems to me, you know, reading about it. If you do bad things to people, well, bad things will come to you. And unlike people going around hurting animals, you know, hurting people, it said that you should protect the weak in Satanism and people who can't protect themselves, and that means animals as well. And that seems all quite reasonable to me. So I'm in shock. Being a Roman Catholic,
You're considering Satan?
well,
No, let's
you know,
be clear.
I've got to, yeah, I've got to, because, you know,
No, I mustn't leave my backside unattended in this argument, otherwise people will jump. We're not talking about Satan here so much as Satanism.
yeah,
which
Satanism. I mean, it's got nothing about goats and
No.
pentangles and things.
Lord,
so,
no.
So I've got to keep an open mind and have another look because, you know, some things about the Roman Catholic are cruel.
Yes.
And I don't think anyone can dispute that. So just that quickly, I just thought I'd put that in. Okay?
Well, I'm very grateful that you did. And the other thing I would say about Satanism is that I think that sex and virility and imaginative romance, let me put it like that, is rather adored by Satanists. And, you know, I think we all do, in our heart of hearts, rather adore it, don't we?
Yes, and also not being plagued by guilt.
That not being played by guilt. Not saying, you know, not knowing how to ask your partner if she'll do something.
Yeah, because
you don't want her to go, oh, you perv.
Because basically you're saying, be honest.
Yes.
That's the way to be, isn't it?
Satanic.
Could be the way to go, Tom. Could be the way to go.
Lovely to talk to you, Alex. Thank you for your call. Melvin's in Barnsley. Melvin, you're on Talk Radio. Good afternoon.
Hello. I'd just like to know that God is Satan, actually. And the reason I'm saying that is because if you compare two verses in the Old Testament, one says, and again the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel.
Yeah.
And the other says, and Satan stood up against Israel. They're both talking about the same incident. So either you've got to sort out your terms, or you're going to come to the conclusion that God is Satan.
Thanks, Mel. Steve is next in South Bucks. Steve, you're on Talk Radio. Good afternoon. Steve, hi.
You're describing anarchy.
I'm describing anarchy.
If you say that people get hurt because ultimately they want to be hurt, that gives anybody an excuse to go out and do absolutely anything they want. So if someone wants to attack my 6-year-old boy, sexually assault him and kill him, that's okay because he wanted to be hurt that way.
Yes. Well, thank you for giving yourself that image. I don't know what good it did you, but you've got it in between your ears. No, it's what you were saying.
No, I'm asking you. If you're saying that people only get what they want,
yes,
then
you're a prize catch. You are, Steve. You don't
see your point.
Well, you will if you shut up. You don't understand Satanism, and then you've introduced, off the top of your own head, another concept.
No.
To the conversation.
You said
which is anarchy, which is something you don't understand either.
I don't understand that at all. No.
You don't understand anarchy,
People
and you don't understand.
I do understand anarchy. Anarchy is self-rule, which means it's total mayhem.
You see, you don't.
Yeah, and this is what sounds like what you're describing.
What have you studied in the way of anarchy? Come on.
I haven't studied anarchy.
No, really? But you know all about it.
No, I know.
Do you know this is wrong with
people know about anarchy, which is what it says in the dictionary.
You are what is wrong with this country today.
Really?
Legions of people with cast iron, malevolent opinions and not a scrap of intelligent information to back it up.
I haven't really cast iron, malevolent. No.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are.
No,
you are.
I really want you to explain what you meant by when people say people are hurt, it's because they want to be hurt.
Yes.
Isn't that an excuse for me to go out and do anything I want and say, oh, well, they wanted it to happen to them?
No.
You don't think so?
No, only if you're pig ignorant.
Why? You're not explaining. All you're doing is arguing against me. You're not actually explaining yourself.
Well, you haven't given me an opportunity to. Because in actual fact, your questions, though they be couched as questions, are nothing more or less than shallow accusations. And I don't have to answer
I am
accusations.
I really want to hear an
Then
answer.
ask a question.
Right.
Yes.
Why did you say?
Why did I say?
That when people are hurt,
yes,
it is because that is ultimately what they want.
Well, I've explained all that. Why do I have to explain it again?
Yeah.
If you didn't understand it the first time, what makes you think you're going to understand it again?
I didn't hear it the first time, obviously.
Well, if you didn't hear it the first time, how do you know that I said it?
I know what I heard you say.
You know what you think I said.
What they ultimately want. Being hurt, whatever. I didn't hear any explanation
what
of
I
that.
said. You think you heard what I said?
I did hear what you said. That's exactly what you said, almost verbatim.
No.
That people only get... If people get hurt, it's because ultimately they wish to be hurt.
Okay. They allow themselves to be hurt, is what I said.
They allow themselves to be hurt.
Yes, they choose. They choose.
That's not what I heard.
That's what I said.
I apologise.
No, that is what I said, and I accept your apology. You're like an awful lot of people, marbled through with indignation, but not actually paying attention at the back of the class, boy.
I thought I was. I'd like to hear a playback of the show, actually.
No, would you?
Yes, I would. I would love to hear that piece again, because I'm pretty sure you said people get what they want.
Well, let's make it interesting, shall we? Let's have £100 on it.
No, I don't gamble.
Very wise. Very wise when you're up against me, cocker.
Yeah. Oh, can I just make one more...
Words is what I do. Words, I don't know what you do, but words is what I do.
Sorry, say it again.
People allow themselves to be hurt. They choose to be hurt.
People choose to be hurt?
Yes, they do.
I find that a very hard concept to put my head round.
Well, supposing I call you an ignoramus.
Yes.
Does that hurt you?
No.
Your choice.
It doesn't hurt me because...
Your choice. I'm not interested. Yeah, but you see, the reason you're daft, the reason you're not a very bright man is because you weren't focusing on the fact that I've just proved my argument. Thanks to you, lock, stock and barrel.
Can I ask one more thing?
No, you can't. You can go back to where we were before. You can go back to where we were before because you pretended that you joined this conversation for illumination. Having received it, all right, you chose not to notice the redemption.
All I can say is that I missed it. I still haven't...
Let's do it again then. Let's do it again, shall we? Supposing I call you...
you'd said.
Let's do it again, shall we then? Please. A demonstration of exactly what I mean, okay?
All right.
All right? With you as the stool pigeon.
Right, okay, fine.
If I call you...
Yes.
Thick, does it hurt?
No.
That's your choice. Got it now?
Yes.
Right, clear off.
Thank you.
I won't invoice you for it. Hard work sometimes, like talking to a brick wall. It really is. Still, if you're good, you're good. Roger calls from Essex. You're on Talk Radio. Roger, good afternoon.
Love you, Tommy. Love your show.
I should hope so, too.
I had to say that. I'm a Darwinist. I don't believe in any myths, devils or gods. So how can you call me what you want to call me?
A Satanist.
A
Satanist.
A Satanist, yeah. How can you call me a Satanist if I don't believe that Satan exists?
No, again, you see, you might be a Darwinist, but you're not very good at listening, are you? It's not about Satan. It's a philosophy.
Yeah, okay. It's called the evolution of cooperation.
Yeah, it's like you know they used to talk about majorism.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know what that was, do you?
No, I don't really know what Thatcherism was
right,
either.
but there definitely was a John Major, wasn't there?
Yes.
But we're not quite sure what majorism was.
That's right, it's vague, isn't it?
Satanism's the mirror image of that.
No, the evolution of cooperation means that we will cooperate with someone who cooperates with us.
Did you hear what I just said?
Sure.
You don't need Satan to be satanic.
No, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. But it is a human condition of natural selection that we cooperate with each other on terms that if somebody cooperates with us, we then go on and cooperate with them. But if they don't cooperate, next time we meet them, we don't cooperate with them.
It sounds boring.
It's fact.
But boring?
Okay.
No. I don't want boring. We don't want boring.
No, I know.
Lives are boring enough.
I know you want conflict.
No, not conflict. We want fun. We want freedom.
Yeah, sure.
Where's
Darwinism Spencer.
Where's the exaltation? It isn't.
Of course it isn't.
What, finding out that you used to be a monkey?
That's not quite right, no. We had a joint ancestors with monkeys. We're not descended from monkeys. We had a joint ancestor.
Finding out that any of that is boring, all right, and it doesn't guide us as to what we're supposed to do.
How we're supposed to behave.
Correct.
Oh, yes, it does.
How?
By social cooperation. To cooperate with somebody who wants to cooperate with us. That's what we do all day long.
But why?
To exist.
But there has to be something more than just existing.
Why does there have to be something more than existing?
Well, because we want to enjoy ourselves.
We do enjoy ourselves, don't
Where
we?
did that come from?
Darwinism explains why we enjoy ourselves.
How?
Because we live a life. We have a life, we feel a full life, we get pleasure from doing a favour or giving a present to somebody else.
Have you ever kissed a pretty woman?
Oh, loads of times.
Have you ever...
Talk to me, I've been married 4 times.
I'll bet you have. Have you ever sat your bottom on a hot stove?
No.
No. Can you imagine that it would be as pleasant as kissing a pretty woman?
No.
It's not, is it?
No.
No. You see, there are highs in life.
And lows.
And
I've had lows.
I'll bet you have. I'm here to help you, Roger. You're a sad man, aren't you, inside?
No, not really. A low, I had a virus which totally paralysed me and I was in the hospital for a year. And the higher is just life. It is pleasant. It's a pleasant experience.
Yes, but there can be more than that.
In what you mean, a spiritual way?
No, exhilaration.
Yes.
Joy.
I've enjoyed riding motorcycles fast, etc., etc., etc.
Yes.
Right.
Animals don't do that.
They do, in a way, yeah.
No, they don't. They don't even in a way, mate.
Yes, they do.
Like what?
Chimpanzees have culture.
Yeah, well, you don't see them on a motorbike.
No, I haven't quite got that far.
Having said that, I mean, you're in Essex, maybe you do. See, you're laughing now. And,
I don't want to
that's
come
me,
over serious.
No, well, you do, and that's me practicing Satanism on you, Roger.
I understand what you're saying.
I've made you
evolution.
I've made you happier. I've made you chuckle. I've made you enjoy yourself more.
I always chuckle. I'm a very happy person.
Yeah, well, you didn't start happy.
No, I started a bit serious.
You started quasi-mock academic.
Yeah, the thing is, I wanted to put... you were talking about religion and myths all the time. I just wanted to put in a scientific...
28. It was in your mind when your mind works like this. You hear the word Satan and you immediately see some guy, 9 foot, played by Tim Curry, with horns and cloven feet.
I don't.
I'm not talking about anything to do with that. Nothing to do with that whatsoever.
No, you're talking about how we act in life. Yes, I agree. We do act selfishly. It's a non-altruistic situation that we live in, yeah. I agree with you.
Now, you're just trying to show off. That's your trouble. Roger, you're not a scientist, are you?
No, I'm not a scientist.
No, you're not a scientist. So why try and pretend to be one?
I'm not trying to pretend to be one.
Yes, you are.
Now you're just trying to vex me now.
No, I don't like people who come on the radio and say, I'm a Darwinist.
I am a Darwinist.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not. You are not a Darwinist. There are no Darwinists.
In what way do you mean that?
Well, I think you know, really, don't you?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Of course I'm Darwinist. I mean, I'm hearing you on the radio on recall now. It's got a 3-second delay, hasn't it?
What that boy needs is a damn good sacrifice. We're celebrating Satanism. I am finding it. You good listener, like tens of millions of Britons, probably found it many years ago. It's all right, isn't it? Free call 0500 10 53 89. I'm Tommy Boyd. This is Talk Radio. There's a good argument for listening.
The Afternoon Guy. Misfit. Why am I such a misfit? The Tommy Boyd radio experiment. It does exactly what it says in the papers.
I smell bacon. Life's gonna suck when you grow up, when you grow up, when you grow up. Life's gonna suck when you grow up. It sucks pretty bad right now. Life's gonna suck when you grow up, when you grow up, when you grow up. Life's gonna suck when you grow up. It sucks pretty bad right now. Life's gonna suck when you grow up, when you grow up, when you grow up. Life's gonna suck when you grow up, and then you're gonna die.
Tommy Boyd. Which is exactly why you should have as much fun as you can, guilt-free, free from the feelings of guilt that you might choose to inflict upon yourself, and free from feeling that you've hurt other people. If you're simply getting on with your life and doing the best you can, you know, for all you can be absolutely certain about is that you're here now, and you're going to be here for a little bit longer. So let's get on with it, shall we? I mean, why aren't you going to a party tonight? Why aren't I, come to that? We're having a good look at Satanism. It could work, you know. Fran calls from Milton Keynes. Fran, you're on Talk Radio.
Hi, Tony. There's only one reason I can think of why religion would want people to be terrified of Satanism, and that is that religion wants to control people, and Satanism is all about freedom of expression. So if, say, Christianity makes everybody frightened of Satanism, then Christianity can take more control over.
Powerful haircut. Yeah, well said, Tony. Richard's in Gloucester. Richard, you're on Talk Radio. Hello.
Hi there. Love you. Love your show.
Thank you, Richard.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm a Satanist.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a hedonist.
Oh, yeah.
I'm into pleasure, and I think everybody should have freedom of expression.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that basically Christianity, it's quite a strong point, but Christianity, I think, is for weak-minded people.
Yeah. So what are you doing tonight?
I'm going out and playing on the computer, probably.
Doesn't sound very satanic at first glance.
No, I go out to raves, I dance and...
You dance?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, there's Cliff Richard. He dances.
Yeah, but he's a Christian, isn't he?
Well, yes, exactly.
He can't dance as well as I can, unfortunately.
Are you saying that Satanists make better dancers?
I think they do, yeah.
Very interesting. And what about in the sack?
Oh, yeah, Satanism's brilliant for sex. I think it has been linked with Tantra. Tantric sex.
Tantric sex?
Mm-hmm.
We're back to pop stars again, aren't we?
I don't know.
And of course, it is easier, this sort of thing, in Gloucester, isn't it?
It is, because not many people know what you're doing.
Exactly. I can't imagine many Geordie Satanists for some reason.
No.
But you lot stumble bumming around your villages. It's a lot easier to see you in smocks with that kind of devil shining in your eyes. Really.
I'd just like to say we're not evil people, you know. I think I've read a lot of stuff about Satanism, and I think, you know, there's lots of arguments which can actually turn Satanism on its head and Christianity on its head, and say that Christianity is actually evil, okay, basically, and that Satanism is good.
Thank you for your call, Richard.
Just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're not out to get you.
Yes. On its head, it's the old joke, isn't it, about tea break over, lads, back on your heads. And talking about Satanism and the Geordies, I wonder, they've got the spirit of the North, haven't they? The angel of the North, overlooking them. I wonder whether, just for the sake of balance, they ought to have another statue on the other side of the road. You know, the Lord, what did they call him? The Lord of the Dung? With a trident? Overlooking him? It couldn't be worse, could it, guys? Free call 0500 1053 89. Andy's on the line from Leicester. Hello, Andy.
Yeah, love the show, Tommy.
Good boy.
You've about cracked it there.
Yes.
It's Satanism. It's all about freedom of choice, doing what you want, enjoying your life, finding out your own truth, and, you know, accepting what comes to you.
Yeah, not worrying
to others.
Not worrying too much about what other people think of you.
That's right.
No.
You know, if you worry too much, I mean, if you've got a religion such as Christianity or something, and you're constricted and you're constrained by what they tell you. But otherwise, if you've got Satanism or something similar, you've got nothing. You just enjoy your life and accept it and follow it.
So you're on the lookout now for a coven or something to join, perhaps?
Well, I don't know. Maybe somebody would like to join up with me, and we could make one.
It's so hard, isn't it, to know how to advertise?
Well, this is it, you see. I mean, I could always try on there, put an advert on there. Do you think Talk Radio would accept it?
Well, you have to pay a going rate, which is, you know, as steep as it gets for national radio, understandably. And you only really want less, don't you? Why not put a postcard in your newsagents?
Could do, couldn't I?
Give it some thought.
Put it on the internet or something.
Yes. Are you interested in Satanism?
It's interesting, yeah.
Tell you what, you being a bloke, you should put across top, Madam. No, Miss.
Yeah.
Obviously. Are you interested in Satanism?
No, there's that, but I think most people that look at you gone out, just like they did the bookshop.
Well, but you know, you can only give it a try.
Well, this is true. I shall do, just for you.
Thank you, Andy. Free call 0500 10 53 89. I'm Tommy Boyd. This is Talk Radio. There's a good argument for listening.
With the underdog against the powerful and the fraudulent.
Talk Radio. Nudge, nudge.
Who's the target?
Christianity, I suppose. If you've just joined us, you're at the death of a conversation celebrating Satanism. It might not just be the religion for you, it might be the religion that you've been following blindly, unknowingly, for decades. Ozkhan calls from North London. Ozkhan, you're on Talk Radio.
Oh, hi, yes. I've been listening to your programme for quite some time now, and I can't even understand what this Satanism is, because you've failed to explain what it is. Really, I want you to explain what it is, because it doesn't sound like a godly religion, it sounds like a satanic religion, something that's been created by the devil, by the sounds of it. Well, the name's there, isn't it?
You can help me here, Ozkhan.
Well, come on then, try me.
You think that Satanism could in some way be connected with Satan?
The name's on it, isn't it? Well, it doesn't sound very godly, does it?
It is.
No, it's not.
Yes.
And you surprised me, because you was from what I understand from one of your programmes in the past, you was a reverend, wasn't you?
A reverend?
Wasn't you?
That was way back.
But what happened to you then?
Well, I look...
What happened to you then? You tell me. The devil's over you? You believe in this crap?
Excuse me?
But you believe in this?
Yes.
You've left your Bible.
Yes.
You left something that Jesus has put down to you from the sun. You've taken up Satanism, and you're out there telling people
not Satanism,
that
that sounds like some sort of haberdashery thing. Satanism, not Satanism.
Well, Satanism,
yes.
It's the same thing, isn't it?
No.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
It's something which is clearly devilish.
No.
Yes, it is, because it's taken the people away from religion.
No.
Yes,
it is. It is a religion, you fool.
No, hold on.
It is a religion.
Hold on a minute. If it's a religion, what prophet brought it down? Who invented Satanism?
You don't have to have a prophet to have a religion.
Why not?
Well, because you don't.
Why not? What says you do?
Because the definition of a religion, does not involve a prophet.
Oh, yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Messages from God.
Yes?
I'm a Muslim. Messages from Allah. You're a Christian. Messages from God.
No, the word religion does not mean messages from God.
Oh, yes, it does.
Sorry, it doesn't.
It does, Bobby.
I'm sorry. Look,
because I can have you up on this.
No, you can't.
It does mean it's from God.
Well, what's the derivation of the word religion then?
Sorry?
Is it Greek?
Religion
is it Greek?
Man-made. I'll tell you what it is.
No, the word.
Yeah.
Is it
religion.
Greek? Is it Latin?
Yes.
Oh, both. Fantastic.
Well, yeah. In our country...
It's not Arabic, mate. It isn't Arabic.
Yes, we have religion in Arabic as well.
Religion is not an Arabic word.
Yes, it's called din in Arabic.
Din's din, but din's a different word from religion.
It's the same thing.
It is not the same thing.
It's faith. It's one of the same thing. I mean, you're just trying to beat about the bush because you want to skip the word by trying to explain to me...
No, I'm trying to show you that you are a very muddled man who doesn't know or understand anything, who hasn't got an inquiring mind, who hasn't got a shred of evidence to back up an opinion which was only given to him by somebody older and frightening when you were very small. And I am free, I am liberated from that kind of nonsense. I am soaring towards the sky. Free, a free man. Free as a bird.
It does not work on me, Tommy.
Okay, what you do is this.
It doesn't work on me. Let me tell you something.
I'm wasting my time on you.
People who are liberated are free to go on satanic ways. The whole idea of religion is to guide man because man is blind. Man does not know what is right and what is wrong.
Well, you speak for yourself. Free call 0500 10 53 89. This is Talk Radio.
Don't forget to subscribe and like. Comment too if you wish. Even slap your legs and make a purchase from Ann Summers. But don't do nothing.